Well, hello again, my friends. We're back. Another Great American Craft Beer Review with Kyle. Just polished off about an hour ago one of the finer stouts, finer porters, I should say, the Ballast Point, the High West, the Victory at Sea. What a tremendous, tremendous beer. Going through the fridge here. I didn't want to go out and spend a lot more money till Friday. Tight budget, as you all know. I do have one here that I picked up. It's a variant of one of my favorite beers. This is from the Atwater Brewing Company. You're located in Detroit, Michigan. This is the Raspberry Vanilla Java Porter, folks. Raspberry Vanilla Java Porter, better known as the Raspberry VJP. It says malt beverage beer with raspberry and coffee beans, natural flavors. The beer checks in at 5% alcohol by volume. It's not. It's a light beer. The IBUs are 13, so very easy, smooth drinking. I bought a vanilla Java Porter is tremendous. I've read about that beer from Atwater Brewing Company out of Detroit. They don't do a lot. You know, they do have a lot of beers. I figure, like, I've only had 2 of their beers. Well, in this pack, every one of these beers in this pack was a vanilla Java Porter variant. And they do have a blonde beer called this Dirty Blonde, which I think was actually really good. I hate blonde ales. This one was spiked. It was only 4.8, but it was spiked in that flavor. So, Atwater to me is 2 for 2 and 3 for 3 with this. They had a Bavarian cream ale version of the vanilla Java Porter, Bavarian cream ale. Basically, a vanilla Java Porter with cream, like unbelievable. And they had a coconut vanilla Java Porter, which I thought was really good too. So then they had this raspberry. So 4 variants of that. And this was in the fridge. I was like, I'm going to do one more beer here, get ready to dinner and call it a night. You know, us old people now, I'm 30, got to get up and 5:30 go step away and make a living. But figured I'd get this in here. You know, I have reviewed the coconut Java and the vanilla Java. If anybody's ever tried some Atwater reviews, drop me a line. I think that the two main ones that I tried, the Dirty Blonde and the Vanilla Java Porter, are great. Vanilla Java Porter is a tremendous coffee porter. The coffee they use, the Java flavors of vanilla beans, tremendous. I've had this, and I really can't remember. I think it was really good. My palate is shot. I'm going to stick with the snifter here. I've rinsed that out. Let's go ahead and get the top off here and get it going. 700 WW. Here's the pour. Here's the cap on Atwater Brewing Company cap there. Pretty cool. They got the guy holding the logo like in the Trojan uniform. Tell you what, like I said, I went on their website. They make a ton of beers. I've never really seen a whole lot distributed to Ohio. Being from Detroit, you know, I just, you know, like I was saying, we get the vanilla Java Porter, that's in bulk. And then the blonde ale comes out in a decent amount as well. But this was a cool thing. I got to Meyer. This was back, I said right around Christmas time. I had this in the fridge. I think it was $16 for, you got 12 of these. And it's like, that's great for a good brand of this. This is a raspberry vanilla Java. Let's go ahead and get a pour. Freshly rinsed glassware there. 5% ABV. It's a light beer. Go ahead and get a pour. Oh, look at the color. Almost looks ruby red coming out of the bottle there. Oh, that looks good out of the bottle. I'll tell you what. Almost looks like a raspberry ruby red. It's a little dark. It should be a brown ale. The vanilla Java Porter is a brown ale. Ooh, it's rising quickly. No, I got a good. Oh, that's a great pour. Tell you what, I'm gonna set that down. Set that down just a bit there. Oh, the raspberry is pretty. I'll leave that little bit in the bottle there. Look at the head on that there. Tell you what, that's a nice. Did a good job of that pour. It was a little over aggressive, but it lucked out. Tell you what, the raspberry is prevalent here in the aroma, folks. Almost like fresh raspberry. It almost smells like Rubaeus from the Founders Brewing Company. Again, it's up in Michigan, so they probably have some raspberries in those fields up there in those farms. My goodness. Definitely getting that coffee, the Java that should be in there, a little bit of vanilla. Looks like the brewers at Atwater. I tell you what, I wish I would drink more from them. I actually wrote them a letter. They had a pumpkin ale and a Christmas ale back like last October, and they didn't respond. And I was that kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, what's going on, you know, because the beers I tried, I really enjoyed. I thought the vanilla Java Porter was awesome. The coconut Bavarian cream ale was tremendous. Beats all of them. I've never had a beer from this company, only 4 beers. I think the coconut, the vanilla Java Porter, and then the Bavarian, and then, of course, the blonde that I mentioned. I think all 4 were, to me, at B plus beers. I mean, none of them were bad. None of them were like A plus, like KBS good, but they were all above average to me. None of them, I didn't say any were a cast, but they were all good. So, but they didn't respond to my email. That kind of turned me off. It's like, okay, you can at least, and I know they probably get emails. I'm not saying like I'm top priority, but you know, I've drank over 200 something breweries. I've replied to hundreds of breweries in the past since June doing this, and 99% of them have responded within at least a couple of days. If I said something on a Wednesday, I know it's Friday, Saturday, but they had not said anything, and they're not going to now, obviously, 2 months, 3 months later. So that kind of was a turn off. So I don't know. But anyway, cheers to the brewers of Atwater, and happy hump day. Here we go. Cheers. Wow. My God. I highly recommend this beer, folks. That is just, whoo, 5% smooth. I'm going to tell you right now what I got. Again, one man's opinion. I got luscious raspberry, like fresh raspberry up front in my palate. And then it's like almost like, and I'm not trying to sound cliche here. You go from a snowstorm, and I'm again, this is a weird analogy. You go from a snowstorm from sleet to rain, from snow to sleet to rain. It almost went from raspberry right here, raspberry in my gullet, to like coffee to vanilla finish. Excellent beer. This is an A+ beer. I mean, the flavors. Tell you what, these guys know how to brew some beers. They're 4 for 4. I mean, this is an A beer. And I'm telling you now, it's an A+ beer. You may sound a little bit of the High West, but this is tremendous. A little bit of lacing on the glass, not a ton, but slight lacing. Carbonation there, but this is tremendous. There's raspberry, vanilla coffee finish. My goodness, excellent. Tell you what, a lot of people may not like this because it is 3 flavors mixed. And I know, and again, it's not for everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm not judging you. It's your choice, and I kind of get it, because 7-8 years ago when I was drinking Bud Light, Miller Lite, Yingling, even a semi Boston Lager, would you say, oh, you want to try a raspberry vanilla coffee beer? And I would say, no, that sounds retarded and not my beer. But you get into it more, and I've opened it up, and I think this is a great beer. I would tell people to try this. You may not like it if you don't like raspberry, probably not for you. If you hate raspberry, don't try this. If you like raspberry, try this. If you like coffee, try this. If you like vanilla, try this. It's all 3 flavors into one. I think the raspberry is the most prevalent and the most predominant, but it quickly goes down your gullet into vanilla and coffee. It's an A+ beer, my friends. It's delicious. Raspberry. See, on that sip, there's coffee vanilla. The raspberry lingered more, and this is why I'm so into craft beer. I got this yesterday with the Evil Twin. This beer is not really warm. It's not meant to be too. I mean, it's a porter, but it's got the adjuncts. I feel like that first sip I took, it was raspberry, and then quickly, and I mean cut off quickly into vanilla and coffee. Now, third sip, man, it's just slight lacing, not a ton. It's just a little bit of lacing, very, very minute. That third sip of that beer, the raspberry hung on a little bit longer. Actually, a lot longer. Still got the vanilla coffee going down, but it was much more. The raspberry is much more prevalent and frequent. And that's not bad. I love raspberry. I'm not even saying that at all. It's A+ beer. So drop me a line, folks. If you see this, drink Atwater. Life's too short, my friends. This is the last beer that I'm hitting the sack. Shower, watch some X-Files. Fox Mulder. Watch some old X-Files, binge up on that. But cheers, everybody. And drink Life's too short. Try this beer if you're in the Michigan area, Ohio area, in the Midwest, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin. I'm sure it's available. Try this, or just try the vanilla Java Porter. Try anything from Atwater. They're 4 for 4 in my book. So cheers, everybody. We'll see you guys soon. Later.